Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and it's been a long time since you've rocked and rolled.
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than one man should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than...
My first music review of 2014, very excited to bring you this episode of Up From the Underground, and it's definitely going to be something different. I do have two albums for you, but I will explain to you why this is so different as soon as I review the very first album. I have praised this specific band for quite some time now since I began my show, and they've come out with their 11th studio album, which I'm really excited about, and it is Iced Earth. Jon Schaffer and his boys are back with their newest addition to their discography, Plagues of Babylon. Now, here's what I love so much about Iced Earth. Not only are they one of the greatest metal bands that I have ever heard, it's because of the fact that Jon Schaffer, who's pretty much the brainchild of this band and has been since the 1980s, has such a passion for his music. He likes to make music his way, and he likes to write about the songs that he likes to sing about. And they revolve around everything from horror movie monsters to comic book characters to even American and world history. Plagues of Babylon is not as epic as some of the band's previous work, and the band's work for the past decade of the 2000s was quite epic, I might say, especially since one of their projects was a two-part album. Plagues of Babylon is a little bit of a step back, and pretty much him saying, you know something, I'm done with the epics for a little while, I just want to make an album and just make, songs. Plagues of Babylon is just, it just doesn't have that impact that the past records of his has. I mean, don't get me wrong, the songs are great, but unfortunately they're just easily forgettable. I was also very excited because I got the Best Buy Special Edition, which included an extra track, and it's got a lot of great guest vocalists, including Hansi Koresh from Blind Guardian, and Russell Allen from Symphony X, but the songs just are not as good as they used to be. I'm sorry, and I'm not going to say that this album is bad, it's just not as good. So if you have never heard of Iced Earth and you're watching this review and you're hearing about this band for the first time, I am warning you, as someone who knows Iced Earth inside and out, do not start with this album. I would highly suggest that you start with an album like Horror Show, or Something Wicked This Way Comes, or even A Glorious Burden. Those would be better Iced Earth albums to start with, and you'll definitely understand why. The next album that I want to review is an album that I don't physically own, because it's a digital download. That's right, I have officially sold my soul to the devil and purchased myself a digital soundtrack. And it is the soundtrack to the online sensation that I reviewed in one of my previous videos. I bought the RWBY soundtrack. It is definitely one of the best soundtracks that I have ever heard, and it's one of the best albums that I've actually heard this year. It actually came out in the last week of December, so I'm definitely going to consider it an album for this year. And I'm really happy that I got this album because good music is really far between from one another, but Jeff Williams and his daughter Casey have put together an incredible blend of all different kinds of sounds on the RWBY soundtrack. There are songs like Red Like Roses Part 1, which is soft and symphonic, and then you hear Red Like Roses Part 2, which is hard and in your face. And of course there's the title track, This Will Be the Day, and there's some dance hits in there, there's some classical music thrown in with the actual score. If you don't even plan on watching the RWBY show, the soundtrack has just got some unreal songs, and I would recommend it to anybody. So go on Amazon, it's pretty cheap, I think it's like $8.99 for the whole album, so go for it, it's a fantastic listen. So guys, 2 new albums, my very first digital, very excited to actually own that, and that's it. I hope that you enjoyed. If you guys plan on listening to Iced Earth, please send me a message. I know that I've been boasting about Iced Earth and another band called Dream Theater, and speaking of Dream Theater, I'm very excited because they are the bassist of my Gnome Docs that I'm going to be posting later on this year. But if you've been listening to Dream Theater and started listening to Iced Earth because you've been watching my videos, please send me your video responses. I'd love to know what you guys think about it, because if I'm wrong, I'd like to know why. Take care, guys. Actions speak louder than words.